Hindus, the extent to which the genocide happened. It's not just genocide. To that level, with we Hindus, indigenous Hindus have suffered, and that is still ongoing. It's not media inciting violence, hate on indigenous Hindus, on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and KAILASA, to stop the Hindus from reclaiming their real, authentic identity.
So why do you think this is getting threatened? It looks like is Hindu actually minority. We see this trend everywhere. We are seeing a global race in attacks on Hindus, especially targeted on the indigenous Hindus. Hindus being minority in over 170 countries are being a deep state network, a strong deep state network that is so violent that it wants a global erasure of these indigenous traditions, trying to paint the full picture as demonizing the indigenous traditions and trying to cause ethnocide. The recent reports are literally showing more how around the world are getting. Is it because they strengthened? What is the exact reason? What is the motive? So we ask the viewers, you see the facts, you make the decisions. AI has made our lives easier, where you can get access to the information easily. We present to you the facts, and you make the an attack. Every day we are hearing attacks on various Hindu leaders and media channels, prostitute media channels, the Hindumisic media channels, such as Times Now, completely to your borders. Why did Times Now not cover the attacks that the Hindu sadhus are being facing every single day within their own borders? We as Hindus demand an answer from you. Why? This that have been happening the last 2 weeks that we are seeing in multiple locations, where Hindus, just because they're choosing to be attacked. One of Hinduism, who is noted to the US organization that signs with the Bolivian indigenous land, is even getting pulled into this. Why is Times Now hiding the hard work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? That he dedicated his entire life, starting from his age of 3, dedicated his entire life to Hinduism. Is this threatening them? Are they shaken because they know the Supreme Court is the threat launching of him propagating violence, hate speech, and genocide? Who is side? Which group exactly is getting afraid? What is the reason that the deep state is feeling threatened? Seeing the rise of powers within the indigenous communities. Because this is what we are getting to see as we are receiving continuous messages of support, solidarity from all the indigenous leaders. They're stating very clearly how they are standing strong with KAILASA. Why is the Times Now group hiding? Over 22 reports that the United Nations has published. You, as a viewer, have the right to know it. And you, as a Hindu, have all rights to ask and stop this Hindumisic. This genocide is a pattern that we have witnessed being victims of for centuries. Now we are seeing the same colonial playbook replay itself. We, as a Hindu nation, demand an answer from the Times Now group for propagating the violence. For KAILASA, and they specifically try to see about how UN is supposed to recognize, etc. Somehow they have, as to they forget how the sovereign order of Malta existed. They even forget about how the Tibet even exists, the Taiwan exists, not a government, and therefore does not possess any authority to recognize either a state or a government as an organization of independent states. It may admit it. What's the exact motto behind Times Now's attack? Continuous, repetitive attack. Because the KAILASA is a sovereign nation, as nations. KAILASA, while recognizing KAILASA's inherited, unbroken historical sovereign status, which is as per the preamble of the UN Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations, where it declares that historical rules of customary international law continue to govern relationships. All nations from ancient times have recognized sovereign diplomatic rights irrespective of differing constitutional and social systems. So this very clearly shows how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, who is a successor of unbroken succession and who is reviving the three ancient Sanatana Hindu sovereign states, namely Suryavamsha Surangi Samrajya Sarvagya Peetam, Samrajya Sarvagya Peetam, and Shamala Peeta Sarvagya Peetam. Just the Suryavamsha Surangi Samrajyam has 4,000 years of unbroken lineage, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is a ancient, unbroken lineage of 4,000 recorded years. So why is Times Now hiding all this from us? What is their agenda? Why?
And these media channels, they've completed. Would you just, ignore the goodness that Swamiji has brought for the whole humanity? Because you cannot do it? Because you have not done it? He has provided 1 billion free meals, continued meals in multiple places, continuously, 24/7. How would you just omit this crucial fact when today so many are dying because of famine? So many completely omit this information and instead incite violence on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Likewise, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has provided free education to more than 20 million people globally in so many information from the world, when the world is struggling to meet the SDG goals of the United Nations. Why would you omit the fact that KAILASA has been able to meet all of the sustainable development goals that the rest of the world? Don't you think? When you are inciting hate on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, on KAILASA, or does it just eat you that you are not able to do the same? That your so-called, is not able to, actually do the real work, which is bringing the humanity in people. Why would you just omit these that is providing? And let me also say, it is the only state, not just a nation, it is the only state that is providing all of these services, all of the clothing, medical care. No, why would you omit the fact that during COVID, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism turned the monasteries, KAILASA's monasteries, into multi-layer quarantine centers where everybody, irrespective of their faith or socioeconomic status, was welcome to quarantine themselves. Classes, free meditation classes, free food, free medical care, and even free internet, so they could continue their work while being in quarantine. And do you know what? Publish, cover this fact, which so many around the globe could be benefiting from. What is your real agenda?
Priya, that's the same thing that all of us are also wondering as Hindus around the world, anywhere Hindus settle. We have the most peaceful way of living, and most of the time we are one of the most richest ethnic minority. What does that mean? Environmental conscious. We are all about the planet. We're all about going green, and we have the most least divorce rate. This, they are trying to make life negative when we are actually the positive, continuously contributing. So this is the, again and again, whatever point that you have proven, why are they not covering all the humanitarian efforts, humanitarian aids that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is actually attending to humanity, which is the need of the hour. And has a solution that is currently trans everyone. Why is that? The media times now is so deep set, manipulating and destroying the services humanity needs right now.
We have a comment here that I would like to address. We have a person, Texera, who is asking, do you really believe in this guru? Mr. Max, let me ask you, have you studied Hinduism? What do you know about Hinduism to comment about our guru, about my guru? Who are you? First, give your credentials before commenting.
And you're asking about this. You're asking, do you really believe in this guru? I'm sorry, I failed to understand your question. Let me just ask you this question. Which country are you from? Because in the country from where we're living as a part of this lifestyle, and we are living here not just as believing, but we all have the supreme point of Hinduism, not just as our guru, he's my father. I'm the supreme point of Hinduism's legally adopted daughter. So this question that you are posing here just shows how uneducated you seem to be about Hinduism. So we would really love to educate you more about Hinduism, where the poverty, every access to universal education, universal health, medical care, food, everything completely taken care, and our whole lives just being focused on serving humanity. So what is in this to be believed upon? Sarah, could you please elaborate a little more on your question?
And this is exactly an example of what mob enticing will do. This is exactly what we are trying to continuously share every single time. When Hindus stand up, Hindus unite, there'll always be a single person that will always come back and try to pull the whole actual humanitarian efforts, the whole success that we are in. When people are seeing that you're flourishing as a nation with no, what do you call it, with no army, everything, and that is the stance KAILASA takes.
And I would like to add here also, see, Mr. Marx, the Marx Teixeira, this supreme pontiff of Hinduism, he's not just has been identified as the incarnation of Paramashiva. Would you question, is the current Dalai Lama the incarnation of the previous Dalai Lama? What gives you the right, when you are not a Judaism, sensitive about the sentiments of Hindus? In Hinduism, in the Guru Gita, it is mentioned that Guru Brahma, Guru have a little bit of sincerity at least, study Hinduism, study the scriptures. And I actually invite you to come and join our programs that are completely free of cost, that are empowering people around the globe in various spheres of their life, whether it is manifesting health, wealth, better relations, for decades now, completely free of cost, just to empower people, just to help people, just to bring the various services, the goodness that Hinduism has to offer to the world, completely free of cost, just out of his pure compassion. Just so that finally we can have global peace. Yes, absolutely. But the Hindu music media will not tell this to the world. They will not humongous work that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has done selflessly.
Yes, and to add on, actually, Priya, the services. See, what is Kailasa's supreme aim? Kailasa's supreme aim is serving the religious and spiritual needs of 2 billion Hindus and the whole humanity. And how are we doing these services? Through the micronations, to the Hindu universities, to spiritual embassies, temple monasteries, to food banks, Annamandir, Analayas, animal shelter, goshalas, life goals based on the non-violence, ahimsa, peace, and universal human values. Kailasa creates strong diplomatic with national governments and international organizations to develop and administer humanitarian projects aligned with the world's needs. That is why we give services. We empowering women, eradicating poverty and illiteracy, and protecting all these ancient.
Yes. See, these kind of comments are being, may I say, allowed or being accepted, or it, it feels like it is okay to put such comments like the one that Marx put, because these anti-Misic, Hindu-phobic, racist media channels have been propagating hate about the legitimize this Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism of 2 billion Hindus. What agenda do you have? Hinduism enable the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism various things, self-proclaimed and whatnot. What is your real agenda? Why are you trying to break the backbone of his that do you have times now? Why again and again you are just some more real content in your articles? But this is the question that all of us here, for delegitimizing Pontiff of Hinduism, for trying to delegitimize the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by labeling him with words like self-proclaimed God. So with this, I hope that this anti-Hindu, anti-indigenous hate speech that is being incited on Hindus, because when you are attacking these supreme pontiffs who govern, who administer millions of Hindu sannyasis, has invoked some fundamental questions in our audience here to really think, what is the real agenda of these Hinduphobic, racist media channels? Why would Times Now, who is based in indigenous nations, Bolivia, when the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was not involved in any way? What is the purpose? What is the real reason of? Let's conclude. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Avashishyate. Om Shanti Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavad Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Padukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam